What up, hip hop family, battle rap community at large? Um, this was supposed to be the first segment of a battle rap orientated show called On Second Watch, but unfortunately, news broke out of the untimely passing of a well known and loved legend, Mr. Patrick Wayne Stay, at the tender age of 36. He was fatally stabbed in his home county of Halifax in Nova Scotia, Canada. Um,
Mm.
I'd like to take this time to honor and commemorate the juggernaut and breath of fresh air that he was to the culture, having brought in an air of being true to oneself and embracing oneself regardless of your strengths and flaws, and being secure regardless of perceptions. I would like to remember one of his greatest moments in a memorable title defense against battle rapper of URL KOTD and Wild Out fame, Mr. Corey Sharon, when he said, "I am the champion. The chain is a statement," which basically signified how people quantify achievements and stature by tangible evidence. And as much as he had broken the records and set a high benchmark for title defenses and whatever not, he wanted to be remembered as more of an iconic figure in himself rather than a statistic on a piece of paper.
So,
Um,
mind if I cut in there for a
sorry, dog.
second?
Sorry, dog. You
No, no,
may.
no. Like, part of the reason why we're shooting and it's a bit dark and uh, two unfortunate things happened today.
Yeah,
Both you and Pat Stay were late.
yeah, dog. Yeah. I'd like to.
I'm joking. I'm joking, bro. That's very dark, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
that's
dog.
Pat type of humor,
Yeah,
dark
dog.
humor. Like
Yeah,
he had very
dog.
dark humor. So like
Like,
it's one of the things that I remember about him. Like
yeah, dog.
as much as people might take offense, but that's something Pat
Yeah,
Stay would
dog.
say himself.
Yeah, Doug, like, you just reminded me of his "You Go Bro" slogan.
Yeah.
Like, he'd always make fun of people in the lightest way possible. Because I remember I woke up today, I wasn't really feeling well. Because I knew I had a shoot, but I wasn't feeling well. And I slept and I woke up in the afternoon. And as I was grabbing my phone to call Koos and tell him that I wasn't coming, I saw on my notifications that he had passed away. And it's really sad, though. It's really sad. And for someone who was possibly the greatest figure in out of mainstream media in Canadian history.
Mm.
I don't know anyone who's not a mainstream star in Canada who had the kind of impact that he did. I remember he was from Nova Scotia, and he'd perform in Toronto, Canada, which was I think in Ontario State, and he could literally silence a crowd by doing this, dog. It was the most epic thing to see. Like he could literally do this, and a disgruntled crowd could just go silent.
Yeah.
And
Wait. So I, I'm gonna keep cutting in because hey,
yeah,
I'm
dog.
trying to jump. I'm trying to jump.
Oh, I'm sorry about
go.
not.
No, no,
dog,
it's not an issue. It's
It
not
is
an
what it
issue.
is, fam. Like,
But I'm saying like, did you really think like his Sharon battle was better than the Arcane one in terms of like
Um,
icon status when he went to
yeah,
get the
dog.
chain?
Like with the Arcane battle, I kind of
Arcane.
yeah with
That's
the
a hard name.
yeah, dog. With the Arcane battle, like how he talked about, I can remember how he said like with all the the you shooting guns and stuff like that as a fairy tale. But when I talk this choke slam shit that could really happen, that was that was that was his coronation, as so to speak. But I kind of feel like with Sharon, that was his coming out party, dog. Cause like the with that one, he kind of cemented himself on like someone's Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? Like that's where he said, "Okay, fine, I am saying it and I am manifesting it. I'm one of the greatest you will ever see doing this," and I believe he did that for me in the Sharon battle. Like I wasn't like with the Arcane battle, I liked it, but I wasn't like a full believer by then. But with the Sharon, it was
That's where you were like,
yeah,
I'm
dog. Because
converted.
the rebuttals were on point. The bar, the cadence, everything was just it just all came together. It was the culmination of something that was slowly brewing in our mid, like just right under our noses, and that's the point where he forced everyone to see that he's great, dog. And that's the part when people, even outside of Canada, because there was a perception about his greatness just being, and you'd look at that
Oh, yeah,
performance and
yeah.
say, even out of Canada, that could have been in New York, and him saying the things that he said, that would have hit regardless. You know what I mean? And after that, he started traveling a lot, and people started seeing who he was for who he was.
Yeah.
Uh,
But like for me, like my favorite Pat battle might be. Did we even speak favorite battles yet, or am I jumping the gun?
nah, dog,
Okay.
there's no order to this, dog.
Like favorite battle might have been when he took on Calico, like that round one versus Calico.
And that was nasty, dog. But I kind of feel like with that battle, it's like the one thing I liked about it is that they were both seemingly like, you know, like when you have people that are like mythical characters within a culture, sort of like how in MMA when someone talks about Kane performing at sea level, or like whatchamacall this guy Alistair Overeem when he had just apparently eaten horse meat, which is like a code for steroids for people who don't know.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Like it's just a thing, you know what I mean? Like that's a thing. Like, you know, like how in wrestling you could have like there's a dead man Undertaker with the
Yeah.
and there's a like a chain
the
gang
American
Undertaker.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like with Pat Stay, that was one of those performances where it was two people who diffused each other at different times. Like the first round, Pat Stay made Calico's demeanor look false, and then second round, Calico came back, and the third round was just that battle was whatever you want to call it. But I just kind of feel like for me, with Sharon, because he came across someone that was good at clowning people, good at rebuttaling, good at doing everything. But that battle will always be the one to me where he took someone that looked unbeatable before that, and he just shut him down. Because he rebutted his rebuttals, and he made his rebuttals flat. He preemptively shut down all of his angles. He was just a like, bro, he was a beast
Different
that
animal,
day.
yeah.
He was just a beast that day, dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, dog. It was, but there were other funny battles. Like I liked him versus Big K.
Okay.
You remember with that whole BIWG Kenneth? Put two G's in your name, you go. Like,
But better than him versus Verb.
him and Verb, let me see.
Him and Verb, the whole like he complained about being molested by his babysitter. Then he's like, "Come on, bro, how
Yeah,
you?"
dog.
Yeah, well, like,
Um,
which was
th-
kind of dark.
Yeah, that was another
Poor
one.
Verb getting
but,
raped and Pat is making fun of it.
Yeah, dog, that was another one. One other one I liked was him and Shotgun Shug. When he
Okay.
had the whole floral jacket, and he
Yeah.
told him, "Bruh, I came to a rap battle wearing a floral jacket,
Yeah.
and you're not freestyling a thing about it. Any other real MC would have said something about it."
Yeah.
And then Shotgun Shug said something about it, which kind of means he put a seed in his mind
Yeah.
and whatever. Like he liked to play those types of games. And one other one, there was another one on the top of my mind right now. I'm trying to get it back.
Him versus Rock, him versus Harlow.
Him versus DNA, yeah. There was a segment where he talked about like, which is really I don't mean to like bring that dark element into it, but he talked about how like one of his homeboys really looked out for him in a way, and he was doing life in prison because of that, and he didn't implicate him and da 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 da. And he was talking about how I just put $100 in his books. You know what I mean? And like every time I do a battle, when I get my back end, I send a little something to my homie because I never forget him because he really took a straight for me. You know, like that's a testament of his character, dog. Like regardless of the fun and games and whatever, he's just one of those people that really held it down for his people. And he really wanted to be that kind of a person that preaches loyalty and fun above everything else. Because he made that shit look fun. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
definitely.
when they write, they want to focus on what they perceive as important in the fans' eyes. Like someone may say, okay, fine, they want schemes from me or they want punches from me, and they may force it. With Pat, it was always organic. As much as he was like an amazing lyricist, he never tried to overdo the writing aspect.
Yeah.
Like if he wanted to be witty and serious because there was something about you that was suspect, he'd address that in that way.
Yeah.
But
And-
sorry,
Oh no, go
like
on.
if you took yourself too seriously, he had a perfect way of clowning you too.
Yeah.
And reducing whatever you do to absolute nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was very tricky to beat Pat. it was very tricky because of the sort of character he is. He's one of those people that are not afraid of looking some type of way. Like his compliment battles
Yeah, dog.
for sake. Where he'll be like, "I suck your dick" or whatever. You're so cute. He says all this.
Dog, that's
Yeah, well,
that's one of the things I said in the opener, dog. Like, Pat was so comfortable in his character and his masculinity that he didn't care about fitting into preset molds of other people's perceptions. He was so comfortable with himself that he didn't care about judgment. That's one of the main things about him. You can't kill something like that. And if I am to be honest, I don't remember a battle where Pat was himself, because I think with every person that's one of the greatest of all time, there is always, like, when you've done it long enough, there's always going to be a battle where you just didn't feel like yourself, whether you didn't prepare or you were going through shit. Everyone has those. With Pat, those were few and far between, but when he was on all cylinders, as they say, each battle was either a clear win or a debatable. Like, you can't seriously name a Pat battle where he came out swinging and he lost. You can't. That just shows the ring acumen. You know, he just knew the sport like the back of his hand. And because, like, they always say, like, when something is not based on reality, it's always easy to break down the foundation. But with him, he was just so true to himself that you can't take anything away from what he's saying. And you can't deny that shit is funny. Like with I remember with him and another one of my coach, Arsenal, when they had their rematch, and he was talking about how Crips type everything with a double C when the word has a CK, and he said they could invent, like, they could create like an app for
autocorrect,
typing,
yeah.
like for typewriting in like in Crip, and they could call it cryptic. He was just that type of a person, dog. That shit was funny. Even as a Crip, Arsenal couldn't deny that shit was funny, dog. That's just the person he was, like you said, with the dark humor and, you know, just the light side of everything. He always looked at the bright side of everything. And I think it's important, as much as we're hurting for him, and I can only imagine what his family and close friends are feeling, but as his fans, it's important to remember the element he brought into the culture, dog. He was just a ray of sunshine. Pause. But that's just who he was.
He wouldn't have paused that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have paused that. Like, Pat was just, you know,
Yeah.
you go, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at you go. So with the whole him and Game thing, that would have been dope to see come to fruition. I'm sure, like, there might be people coming up with conspiracy theories that Game had something to do with it. Like, we
Yeah,
don't know
dog.
nothing,
Yeah,
so
dog.
we're not
As
making
much as it is
Yeah.
possible, I don't want to debunk or solidify anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, the game is he has a gang banger past. He's in Cali, and the incident happened in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Yeah. But
And
okay, never mind that. Like the battle, like would it have been something to write home about? Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm a fan of the game, but I don't think he'd like to see Pat. He wouldn't have liked to see Pat on the stage.
not like that. Yeah.
Because I mean, Pat would have went at him, dog. The stripper photos, the, you know, like, whatever, like, rundown of his history. Like, it's easy to talk your shit. Pardon my French. It's easy to talk your shit from the comfort of a studio. But battle rap is a different beast, dog. Because, like, everything you say, it has a reverberation. Like, every wave you emulate, like, I mean, every wave you put out has a reverberation. And I don't think a lot of people have the grit to put up with that and the wit to maneuver around it. Maybe in a track battle it would have been cool, but at the same time, how much did you know about Pat? Like, Pat is famous, dog. Don't get
Yeah.
it twisted.
Yeah.
But as a person outside of battle rap, how much did you know about Pat?
And he had thrown the first shot like on the track. It would have been so dope to see what Game does with that. But yeah.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah.
Game blocked him, dog.
Yeah,
He didn't want
yeah.
that smoke.
I saw like when he announced that, like when he did the call out on Facebook, I'm like, okay. Then every news article starts picking it up. Like, I'm like seeing this thing develop. So when I saw Pava's post saying RIP Pat Stay, I was like, I'm like, wait, maybe Game responded. Yeah, well, I'm thinking like maybe it's a Game came back and killed him type of thing. I didn't think it was this.
Yeah, dog.
well.
Yeah, dog.
And
it's truly awkward, fam.
Yeah.
Because I think sitting here talking about this, there've been deaths in the culture, but I don't think we've lost anyone at the stature of Pat yet. So it was really hard for us to really accept. I know, when I woke up and I checked my notifications, the first one I saw before anything else was, I think, Battle Rap Trap. It's Di the Heady Man's channel. Yeah, it just says battle rapper Pat Stay passes away, and I was like, nah, dog, say it ain't so. At that point, I wasn't even thinking about the diss track, to be honest. But and then I just scroll past and I see that he had actually churned out a response in defense of Eminem, and I'm like, yo, dog, that must be like a messed up coincidence, because I know, like, as people, a lot of us, like, when I remember, like, there was a time when I missed an SMS from my late cousin, dog. He was hitting me up, and I don't want to talk about it in too much detail, but like, he wanted me to do something for him real quick. He hit me up and I didn't see the message. And when I heard of his passing, which really came as a shock to me, I saw the message, and I kind of think that as people, maybe some, like with the game himself, maybe he dismissed it and whatever not. Maybe with himself, kind of like thinking about how he dealt with the whole situation. Maybe he would think about how, like having seen what people think of him and looking at who he was, realized that maybe engaging with him wouldn't have been such a bad idea. Like, he was a cool person. Regardless of what he said, he was a cool person. Like, he didn't say anything bad. He was defending Eminem. But I'm just saying, dog, like, sometimes as people, we go through life with a certain shield up in our defenses. And we don't take time to get to know people for who they are. And, yeah, dog, it's really sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Okay. I think we can end it on that note.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog, before we do,
Okay.
I would just like to offer my greatest condolences to the Stay family. And, yeah, I really, really, really hope, even though they may never see this, but I hope they really celebrate the positive impact that their son, brother, and father, or whatever else he may have been to a lot of people around him. I really hope they appreciate what he brought to a lot of people, because Pat Stay talked a lot of real things. He talked about losing loved ones, battling with depression, and the pressure of being oneself in a culture and environment that doesn't necessarily embrace vulnerability. Like, that for me goes beyond art. That is life. That is breathing life into other people. And I hope they find solace in knowing that he was loved, dog. And he is loved. And yeah, we thank them for giving us, for sharing with us, one of the greatest people, not just artists, one of the greatest people that we have ever known. And on that note, I thank you for your time. Signing out.
From the cracks in the pavement I rose, a lion amongst sheep, I am the one, the front lead, and only will there ever be one me. Try on my crown, but you'll never become king. Let me reiterate, you imitate, I innovate, separating the term dick rider from the word inspire. I am the greatest. The chain's material, the title's a statement, a stone my name is engraved in. Welcome to my home.
And still, King of the God champion.